Hi, I'm Nicholas Schneider here with another update on LNG markets. Global LNG exports increased strongly in 2016 and were approximately 20 million tons or 8% higher in total last year compared to 2015. Most of this increase occurred in the second half of the year due to the start of new export projects in Australia and the United States. After growing strongly in the second half of 2016, global LNG exports remained relatively flat in the first quarter of this year and were only 1.3% higher in total in Q1 2017 compared to the fourth quarter of 2016. In comparison, the LNG fleet increased by slightly more, or roughly 2.4% in total cubic meter capacity in the first quarter of this year. LNG exports did increase from the United States, but this was partly offset by lower exports from Australia and fewer re-exports from Europe. Two Australian export projects experienced unplanned outages in the first quarter of this year, and softer LNG pricing after the end of peak winter demand resulted in fewer arbitrage opportunities and less LNG re-exports from Europe. Even though global LNG exports didn't increase by much in the first quarter of this year, this is still a 12% increase over the same quarter of last year. And this year-over-year increase is largely due to the startup of new export projects in the United States and Australia, as well as higher production from West Africa due to the restart of Angola LNG late last year and more stable production from Nigeria LNG. Therefore, even if exports did increase in the rest of this year, total exports this year would still be on track to be roughly 20 million tons higher this year compared to 2016. Furthermore, we do expect LNG exports to resume their growth in the remainder of this year. 4 new export projects are scheduled to come online, and this includes the Cove Point project in the United States, the floating LNG project in Cameroon, West Africa, as well as the first LNG export trains coming online at the Wheatstone project in Australia and the Yamal project in northern Russia. In addition, Sabine Pass in the United States will start their 5th export train later this year. In total, these 5 new export trains will bring a combined capacity of roughly 20 million tons per year of new export capacity to the market. Therefore, despite some delays and recent outages at some export projects, we do expect that LNG exports in total will increase by slightly more than fleet supply this year, leading to an overall increase in fleet utilization and charter rates. In addition, 7 additional export projects are scheduled to start between 2018 and 2020, and therefore we continue to expect that global LNG trade will increase by more than fleet supply each year through 2020. In summary, after a strong end to 2016, global LNG exports were slightly lower than expected in the first quarter of this year. However, we expect growth to resume and continue strongly for several years, with 11 new export projects scheduled to start between the second half of this year and 2020. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll be back next quarter with another update.